No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. It's all in your hands, changing.
Oh, these ones are stiff. Okay. Cardstock's pretty flexible still. Oh, come on. But I think this might, yeah, this will have to take a bit of shuffling to break in. Oh, these are stiffy. And they are a little bit on the larger side as well. So, and I have small hands. But because of how flexy they are, and I know, like I said, they will break into, this is not a problem for me. I also have very strong hands for even how small they are. Yeah. Okay. Holy Father, Lord, I'm going to see clearly the messages I need to see today, Father God. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay. Father of Wands. Funny that the Father of Wands comes out there. Okay. Thank you, God. Okay. $17. Three of Knives. No, sorry. That wasn't the right one. That's not where that one was going. Son of Wands. That was the first card that I wanted to put here. Son of Wands. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I see first before I read the guidebook on this one. So, the Father of Wands. So, what did I say? The Father of Wands. Okay, 38. With the Queen of Nefertiti, Alchemy, and the Father of Wands. Okay? Okay, so so you want to understand acceptance? Again, the idea of love, and this being Black History Month. It's not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence that Black History Month is on the Black History Month is also the representation of love. The historical divide that has been black versus white. light and dark. You want to see the true essence of who we are? Go watch the movies I told you to watch. Take a look at what Trevor Noah looks like. The Father of Wands, essentially, is also known as David. David has sacrificed himself in the name of love throughout the Bible. You don't believe me? Go look it up yourself. It's not a coincidence with Amazing Grace. We've been translating it. This is not a coincidence. Love. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to verse 8. Not a coincidence at all. Okay? You know, it's funny thinking about it. If you happen to have a birthday in your family, history line, or you yourself, anybody in the collective, and your name is David, and you're born on the feast day of Saint Valentine, then you are instinctively the true essence of love. You are naturally the embodiment of that. You have a gift, whether you're aware of it or not. You're destined for greatness. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say here, when I was talking about the coincidence too, even with the February 14th. Oh, I'll have to double check, but someone who and why Black History Month is on was chosen and is made February 14th, but is also in honor of, I forget his name. I'll put it up on the screen, but I think he was a part of writing the Declaration of Independence, and his birthday is February 14th also. So that's also the historical connection with February 14th and February, of being Black History Month. Yep, totally all over the internet. You know, technology is, you can use it to your advantage. To verify. So yeah, not like they said, knowledge is power, right? And when I talk about shadow work and what? Come on. We cannot move successfully forward if we don't first confront the shadows of our past, and not just our current lifetime conscious past, but those of our ancestors as well. That's how we heal. That's how we break trauma cycles and karmic ties, and why things like therapy and shadow work and all of that is important. DNA, all of that. Right? Our environment too becomes what's etched in our DNA. Look at the cycles of addiction and the breakdowns of mental health issues, and right, Alzheimer's and dementia and schizophrenia. What? These things run historically in the family line. And if you don't believe me about the cycles, take a look at our history past. You'll see the Spanish flu. It's the Spanish flu and how long that took and the cycles of it. If you look it up, I'll put the link in the video that had made that connection for me about the cycles of historical past. And tell me that you don't see the similarities of back then to what we have just been going through in our past, in our recent past, and still technically are still going through right now. Let's wake up, people. Okay, Father of One. The Son of Ones. Yes. When we can be our true selves, and we understand that in order for us to do that, we have to first be willing to create that and have that loving acceptance for everyone, including ourselves, equally, wholly. Not more than, less than, but understanding the ebb and flow, that there are going to be times naturally, as things are, because we are imperfect, and as things occur, there are things that are not within our control. We talk about addiction, and let me remind you, there's also, what they known as the Serenity Prayer, which again, actually, it is a compilation of scriptures from Psalms, which is, again, what did I say? Connected to David and the representation of love, and in every aspect that it means, and in the different plugs in life that that the evidence exists as a reminder. Okay. So, with the ebb and flow and life, naturally, there's this, like I said, the Serenity Prayer, and that is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage, I say, the courage and the strength to change the things I can. And the internally, divinely guided wisdom from you, from thou of which I came, which is love, in its purity, at the highest integrity, as above, so below, as within, so without, wholly embody that I am love. And if I am, and I am connected to everyone else, then I'm a reflection of that. I'm a reflection of who I am. And those, my legacy, my future, those DNA that shall come after me is a true descendant of that which I am, which is the reflection of where I have come from naturally, which is love. What is love? Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, because love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. And where there is knowledge, it will pass away. And so it is, as is written in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to verse 8. I want what I leave here in my time of life in this 3D world to be for my legacy, which in turn will, in some other form or fashion, will become me again. And as we understand the true essence of love and alchemy and all that it is, know that the choices we make now and how it affects others, including ourselves, starting with ourselves from within, not above, not below, but right there in the center, the heart, the true essence of who we are. Is where we will find ourselves again upon our return. So we don't want to make choices that affects others because we understand the law of karma and what we do, even though right? It's not even just the conscious choices, right? We have to understand, that's the understanding too of doing the shadow work and everything and doing the healing. We understand, when we can understand the sins of our past, even those that we may not within our now existence may not have committed, but the ones of our familial, historical, generational past, we continue to carry that karmic weight with us, that darkness with us. Our shadows don't ever leave us. You cannot run away from it. You have to face it. That is how you unlock the true essence of who we are. It's the acceptance, the willingness to see, and the willingness to give. Okay. Is how we create our future. If you can use your imagination to picture what I'm telling you, that is how you can understand. That's what the idea of, and the true work with tarot and reading and help to invoke imagination. Knowledge is power. But but not, it's remember, it's not the practice, It's the intent, the will. What we do affects our future, our legacy. And then what happens? We generationally, karmically carry the weight and the sins of our past. And until we can truly take stock of it and face it and honor it in true justice, we will continue the same karmic cycles again and again. Yes? We have a right to be angry. And that needs to be honored and recognized. It is not to be used as a weapon for destruction. Not for or against. We anchor ourselves by honoring and reflecting on ourselves. There's the Apostles' Creed in the Catholic Church, and I'll put it on the screen, and I don't remember it off to ramble, in my hand, or in my head. Sorry, off the top of my head. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't have the paper in my hand. I was trying to say it both at the same time. But and the understanding of Easter and stuff like that, right? God, or the Son of God, Jesus, born, we celebrate Christmas, December 25th, but, of course, it's known that, that's actually, a pagan holiday, and, it was created just to, honor, but there's nothing wrong. It's honorable, so there's nothing wrong with it. But, of course, some true hardcore Christians want to, to a certain degree will say, no, well, no, that, it doesn't exist because, he wasn't born on Christmas on that day. Well, that's true. He wasn't. Because, why? Because the Gregorian calendar is a new thing that was implemented as a form to control, right? The one place that is still runs on the old system, old timeline, is actually, Ethiopia. One country in Africa that runs on the proper time. We in the Western world, we are off. There are not. And I'll show you the link of where I discovered this, and the understanding of vibrations and, all things spiritual and the chakras and how it's all connected. We talk about the universe and astrology and all of this, and okay, right? Christianity is one form of limited thinking, right? There's another one, right? That's but we're forgetting that it's actually all connected. It got separated, right? So along the way, historically speaking, but no. Anyway, and yes, it did start with a big bang. So you want to understand that kind of it scientifically? Go watch The Big Bang Theory. Great series. Hilarious. Okay. Yeah. So, I was going to read the guidebook for this one. That's right. Okay. Sorry, forgot. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, you know what? So I kind of like this guidebook in the way that it's, because it's got the moon cycle. Oh, right. So I was going to tell you as we talk about moon cycles, because I just realized I got distracted and I stopped talking. Yeah, that's the squirrel moments and the rabbit holes that I like to go down, in various. So hopefully you can keep up with my, all over the place, ramblings. Okay, so I was talking about the Gregorian calendar, and I was talking about Ethiopia, and that's the only place in Africa that is still on the old timeline. And it's through control and how, anyways, yes, for the Western world, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes. So, and you can all look this up. This is all, you know, free. And like I said, if I can find it, and I can, you know, reference it for you, I'll put the links down below so you can go check it out for yourself. But it's all there. Yeah, so this guy's, and he's talking about the, you know, the timeline and the frequencies and, you know, how it's all related to chakras and yada, yada, yada. Yes. Okay. I may or may not have said that already, but I can't remember right now. So sorry, but that's where we're going with that. Okay. Okay, so we talked about the Father. Oh, yes, and then I guess the 3 degrees of love and, you know, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit and, you know, understanding of that, right? So, like, you know, generationally, you know, our descendants, and then the spirit of it all, the, you know, the DNA of our past, the you know what, you know. Oh yeah, and I think I forgot there was another thought that I didn't finish. So related, and oh yeah, so the, you know, back to the Serenity Prayer, and again I think oh yeah, maybe I did say all that. Oh yeah, now focus. Oh yeah, I'm confronting our shadows. I think I said all that, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Anyways, okay. So this is a really cool guidebook, and I think I'm gonna read the you know what? Yes. So I will break this up definitely into parts. Okay. No, I'm not going to read the moon phases. No. Okay, you know what? So, wands. We're reading wands, and I had the, so the Father of Wands, the Son of Wands. Okay. So, okay. Wands, themes, goals, creativity, tasks, and inspiration. Astrological signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And didn't we just have a full moon in Leo? Yes, I believe we did. February 4th, if I'm not mistaken, or the 5th. I'd have to double check that, but yes, one of those dates. Okay. My cup runneth over. Okay. Element fire. And I believe both of these were fire cards, right? And of course we know about, you know, rage and, you know, illumination and, you know, good fire, right? Phoenix rising, you know, that understanding of what that really means and things like that. Right? The, you know, the historical reference and stuff like that is all there. So, okay. Traits: social, public, and creative realms, where ideas are turned into action. Roles in family, community, society: enthusiastic, energetic, creative. Yes. So I'm not going to read this again because we got the Father of Wands and we have the Son of Wands, right? Let me just find it here. Yeah, there we go. And the Son of Wands. Okay. So this book also has affirmations. Okay, and then the numbers for the different suits. You know what? Maybe I might do a separate video on this and go through the whole guidebook. Maybe we'll see. Because this is really, I really like how this is set up. Gives you a really, you know, pretty good understanding of tarot and, you know, how to, you know, yeah. I think I might do a deep dive into this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a deep dive of the Black Tarot. The Father of Wands. Traits: visionary, leader. Card description: a man is giving a presentation in a field against a backdrop of the mountains. The Father of Wands embodies the fiery energy that comes with creating new strategies to replace old, outdated methods. He is ready to step up and take the lead when opportunities arise. The Father of Wands can motivate others with his expansive energy. He is a reminder that success requires discipline and commitment. In a reading, this card highlights the importance of shaking things up and walking the unbeaten path, bringing your imagination and dreams to reality. In Yang, motivation, the big picture, wisdom, inspirational speaking. In Yin, impulsiveness, ruthlessness, smooth talking, betrayal. Aligning, make different choices around triggers and cycles. Amen. Anchored in love. We are to do the shadow work, the introspection, the mindfulness, therapeutic work, for the greater good of our own mental health, as well as the greater good of everyone else's mental health, no matter who you are. That is how we repair the evolution of who we are moving forward for the next generation and the next generation, and even for our present now. It starts with who we are. It starts with who we are first. That's how change happens. By first confronting our own sins of our past. Okay, so next we have Son of Wands. Son of Wands. Traits, energy, passion. Card description. A young man is submerged in a glass tank of water while being circled by 2 crocodiles. A crowd watches as he records his daring experience. The Son of Wands recommends that you keep your eyes peeled for exciting openings that will feed your talents and dare you to be great. This card is a call to take a risk, to give anything and everything a chance. It is time to start a new project or follow a different path and see where it takes you. Even though you may lack a plan and may be headed into unknown territory, you admire and embrace the potential. In Yang, fearlessness, exploration, solutions, healing. In Yin, conflict, unreliability, impulsiveness, no boundaries. Aligning, share one of your passions publicly. So yeah, it goes like sitar, brazen, right? If you remember in the previous video, which is just really a continuation of this because it ended up being so long, is the fact that, you know, brazen is the idea of being open and honest and allowing our true selves to shine with love. The ability to be accepting and open and loving, right, of everyone, regardless of who they are, right? Healing our present and the mistakes of our past, the sins of our earthly father, if you will, or parents, right? You know, and the all of those that have you know, that have come before us, that have sort of paved the way to what our present is right now. You know, those the destructive ways of thinking, the imbalance, the, you know, all of these past negative behaviors and negative ways, the sins of our past, is what we carry forth in the present. If we don't confront those and, you know, heal those and do the shadow work to shed light on them with love, to open our eyes with grace, we just continue to repeat the karmic patterns of our past. We don't want that. We want to, you know, this is our world. Every one of us is connected, right? And as we are all the same and should be able to see ourselves in one another, right? We should be able, you know, to be able to express ourselves in our truest form, which, as I said, is love, right? That's the alchemy, the natural, you know, ebb and flow of life, right? You know, what we do now is, you know, how, you know, how we've done things that has led us up to, our present moment and the destruction, and the chaos that, we are currently plagued with. That's because of the ways of our past, and not only our past as in our own specific lifetime, for each of us as individuals, as I'm talking to you today, but the past of, our ancestors. And again, as we're talking about, the idea of love, and and this is Black History Month, and just the divide, the oppression, those that that carry a painful past, or that carry trauma. Any sort of trauma. The idea of rage. We're entitled to that anger. We are entitled, but the idea of how we use that. We could use the rage for good, or we can use the rage for bad. But using the rage for bad and understanding the law of karma, right? It only brings more negativity, more karmic cycles, more heartbreak, more pain. The Three of Knives is, okay, let me just read the Three of Knives before I get into that. Hang on. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. Okay. Three of Knives. Traits: sorrow, grief. Card description: a man sits in a chair knitting as it rains outside. The man is working on repairing recent emotional turmoil. He was caught off guard, which led to hurt and heartbreak. There is no sugarcoating the meaning of the Three of Knives. It indicates loss, and that loss is painful. Thus the rage. This card asks you to release anything or anyone that is weighing your heart down, as holding on to negative energy will continue to burden the heart. The Three of Knives asks you to feel and process. Understand that healing is not linear or instantaneous. Rainbows are discovered at the end of storms. You must trust that one day your wounds will be mended. We tend to forget how healing water is to our being, allowing for cleansing and growth. It is time to step outside and let the rain do its job. Yin Yang, reconciliation and forgiveness, seeking help for mental or emotional struggles, accepting an apology in your own time. In Yin, emotional trauma or heartbreak, painful endings and goodbyes, awful news. Aligning, personalize or organize your space in a fresh way. So yeah, love is, as I said, love is a choice, right? When we give love to the pain that we've endured by bringing recognition, Black History Month, mental health awareness, domestic violence, prejudice, racism, anything that has to do with pain and heartbreak that any of us have been through, childhood trauma, abuse, rape, sexual assault, anything that causes emotional and mental strain and pain, that goes against the law of love. Right? We have a right to our feelings. We have a right to, be able to express those feelings. Be open and honest. That is love. But using the rage and trying to justify it because of what we've been through and using it to inflict more pain, that is not love. That is ego, and that is just gonna fuel the negative karmic cycles that have been plaguing us, plaguing humanity for forever, for as long as any one of us can recall. It's time to stand up and make a change, to support one another for the greater good of all, to heal the wounds of our past for ourselves in the present, as well as for our future legacy. We begin to heal the pains of our past by giving love to it, highlighting it, recognizing it, using the rage that has come from the hurt for change, for the greater good of all, so we can get back to the natural flow that is alchemy, the natural flow that is love, and all that means and what that represents. So yeah, I know I didn't use the what would love do deck today, for this reading, but right in front of me is resourcefulness. This is just, when I got the deck, this was the extra card that was, used and was signed by the creator. Start where you are and use self-sufficiency and resourcefulness to overcome adversity. We have the tools in our repertoire. We each have the tools within us, to change and bring healing with love. In order for us to do that, we have to be able to go within. We have to do the shadow work. We have to look within ourselves to find the answers and to bring us back in order to bring us back to wholeness and balance. Because we are all the same. We are all connected. On the inside, we're the same. You know, in the sense of how we're created, where we come from, you know, that idea. Who we are in the 3D, who we are, you know, in our lifetimes, and, you know, the choices we make and who we become. Well, that is, you know, all going to be up to our individual journeys. But essentially, where we originate, we're all the same. And that's love. That's the natural law. And then the natural ebb and flow of it all. So, with that being said, I want to thank you. This was long, so much so that I had to do it in 2 parts. But I want to thank you for being here, and, you know, for, you know, just giving me the opportunity to express, and, you know, and I hope that what I've shared and you know, finds you well and can be useful to you in your journey, and that you will, you know, be encouraged to look within yourself and do the work for yourself to see the truth. Because after all, that's what love is. That's what we all are. So, until I see and talk to you again, I want to thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy my content, if you find what I have to say meaningful. And until the next time, live, listen, and learn. I am love, and I love you. Bye.
No matter what people want.